freaking Rollins is amazing entertainer.
That is for sure.
He is winning me over more and more week after week with his skills on the microphone and his skills in the ring. But I want to start with his skills in the microphone right now because the intro to Raw last night after the big Saturday night main event where he escaped with victory. Mm-hmm. They won over CM Punk and who did he fight with? Damn it. The tag match. Sami and CM Punk fought against Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins. So that was the main event opening match on Saturday night. And right away, it was one of the better matches on the ticket. And right away, we got this opening scene last night on Raw where Seth Rollins came out and his theme music really gets the crowd thumping, right? The and it was taking it in.
Yeah. Oh, he was absorbing it all.
And you can see that, like, even it's being a villain in wrestling is so fun because you get booed a lot, but you also get cheered because people can't help but like you. And Seth Rollins plays that card really perfectly. I feel like no one's done it that well since Triple H.
He's doing well.
He's doing it really well. And, his little entourage and his stooge is helping him sell the whole illusion here. But I just wanted to take a minute and say that I've really grown to appreciate and respect Seth Rollins. He's probably my favorite entertainer on the show now. He's a Bears fan.
It's true.
He loves Ben Johnson, by the way. We might play that clip sometime in the future for you guys. So he has a lot of feathers in his cap for me. And as I said, as I just watch him perform week after week now, I think it's becoming apparent to me that he's the best that WWE has to offer right now. And so I enjoyed the opening last night a lot, even though there was no wrestling and no one came out and interrupted. I found it to be entertaining and hilarious. So if you flip to the next screen though, Nika, the whole point of him and the entourage and the whole posse coming out, you can see Bronson Reed, the new addition to the posse, is there, along with the stooge Heyman and the other muscle, Braun Breaker.
The Terminator.
But Seth Rollins came out here to announce like this big vision for the future of himself and the whole WWE company.
Well, he considers himself as a visionary.
Yes, he does. He thinks quite highly of himself. That always goes over really well when you're a villain in WWE. You have to, be a little bit of a self-centered, egotistical maniac.
Of course.
And Seth Rollins is like way up there when it comes to that. But he's looking up at those briefcases, Nika. He's got his eye on that, and that's because the next event for WWE is the Money in the Bank. There's a women's briefcase up there. There's a men's briefcase up there, and each one of them has a contract in it for a title match of their choosing if they were to win that match.
So you have to grab just one of the briefcase, not
Correct.
both.
Yeah, exactly. One of them is the women's, one of them's the men's.
I see. Okay.
So when those matches go down at Money in the Bank, there's going to be you're going to have to climb a ladder to steal that briefcase.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. So fun stuff coming, and Seth Rollins at this point hasn't even qualified for the Money in the Bank matchup, though he does have a qualification match on the ticket that was announced before Raw started this night, and he's going to be in this match with Sami Zayn and with Finn Balor. I'm writing down names so I remember them for you guys, because again, we just started watching again in January. Bear with us. All right, so he's going for the qualifier match later on in the show, but he comes out and says basically like he's winning this briefcase, and he has a vision for the future, and there's big plans are in motion with the stooge, Heyman, and the posse and everything that's going on. And by the way, Paul Heyman announced during this segment, because he got the microphone first for a minute, that Bronson Reed is going to headline like 7 WrestleManias in a row in like 8 years. So keep your eyes out on that prediction, folks.
Well, he is a Terminator, so he's going to keep coming.
He did use the Terminator analogy hilariously.
You should play some music for the
and I think I said Bronson Reed. I meant Braun Breaker.
Breaker.
My bad. I didn't mean to confuse my stooges and my muscle.
That's all right.
But no, I really just wanted to say I enjoyed the opening segment a lot. The hilariousness of it, the villainry, it's all fun, and Seth Rollins embodies that perfectly.
Seeing the crowd, how they get into it, it's fascinating.
Right, they
Because
can't help but
they
cheer
can-
sometimes,
exactly.
and then they boo right in 5
And they
seconds
have
later.
those chants that already pre-made. Everybody has a sign. The kids get into it. It's fantastic.
Definitely. All right. Well, another Seth Rollins connection here also had an announcement last night, and that's because his wife, Becky Lynch, has some unfinished business apparently with Lyra Valkyria, and they're fighting again for the belt. They just fought at Backlash, right?
Yeah, they did. And now they're going to go back and do it again. So,
Yeah, I don't know like if they're just kind of stuck in limbo with these two characters and not sure what to do with them and not sure how to end their feud, or if there's actually like a change in plans maybe, or they want to give Becky the title. I have a hard time seeing a rematch go down this quickly and having the same result come out of it. So
well, but Lyra just got the belt.
I know, but my gut
So-
tells me that Becky's gonna win it from her.
So it's just going to be back and forth with that belt?
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like why do it again then?
You're right. Why do it again? The logic makes it for Becky to win.
Yeah, that's what my gut tells me, but I've been wrong before.
The only thing that came out of this chatter between those two is that Becky is married to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, she did kind of acknowledge it
Yeah.
on the mic, and I had never heard this before. Now she has helped him in the past, and she used to be a part of his
Posse.
ringside presence.
Okay.
I don't think Seth Rollins has had a posse all that long.
Okay.
But he's had a long career, and I'm learning about it slowly but surely. Not an expert by any means. However, since we've started watching in January, I don't think we've seen her acknowledge in her in-person or her in-character persona that she's married to Seth Rollins. So I didn't know that was like, quote, public for their characters. I also wonder why she doesn't hang with him more during like when he comes out and does these announcements.
Yeah, it's an odd one, but maybe it's the writing. Maybe they got to step
Yeah.
up the writing.
Who knows? I would like to see them though be like the king and queen of wrestling, I guess.
Yeah, for at least a little bit.
Especially the bad guy girl combo. They rock it really well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we also had another woman return to WWE last night, Nika. The always, what's the right word to say? Exuberant.
The fun villain.
She another badass bitch, huh?
Yep,
It
she is a
Liv
heel.
Morgan. She's definitely got some bad girl persona going on with her WWE character, and you can see this big long picture she posted on her social media here. That is a tall picture. That is her holding one half of the tag team championship belts that she owns with her partner Raquel Rodriguez. Do we call her R-Rod? I mean,
Ooh,
I have not
maybe.
heard the R-Rod nickname before, but if she doesn't have it, I'm giving it to you. I watch too much
Nice.
baseball. I'm sorry.
nice.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are the tag team champions. That was not what was on the line here. This was a match versus Kairi Sane that she was embarking on. And, I'm a little bit unclear if this was a Money in the Bank qualifying
I
match
thought it
because she
was.
said something about that. And then, like, she never went and talked to the commissioner on camera about getting that match. So I don't know. They ran into her in the hallway.
Yeah.
And then they decided to have a match, and so like I'm kind of unclear on how everything was set.
Oh, I thought that was a qualifying match for the Money in the Bank.
Me too. So I feel like Liv Morgan's going to be in that match though, and the fact is, if you flip to the next slide, she was not victorious in her welcoming back match here, and as the old saying goes, why don't you cry about it, Liv? Because she looks like she's about to break down in tears upon losing this match. But the interesting part about this is Roxanne Perez has been hanging out with the Judgment Day posse while Liv Morgan was gone. She was in Japan filming a movie.
Yeah, she was in Japan filming her scenes for a movie that she's going to be in. I forget
Cool.
the title of the movie, but yeah,
Well,
she's back.
She's back, and she's not happy to see Roxanne Perez is hanging out with the posse, and she wasn't there before.
Yeah, because her and Dominic Mysterio are this power, couple.
You mean Liv and Dominic
Liv
are the
and
power
Dominic,
couple.
yes,
And
yes.
so Roxanne was kind of being flirty, like
Yeah.
bringing Dominic chicken nuggets and offering him shoulder massages.
Yes.
This is
Stirring some
all
pots.
part of a sinister plan concocted by Finn Balor, who is also a member of the Judgment Day posse, but he is not really a fan of Liv and Dominic being in charge, and is kind of looking to maybe seize power of the group himself. And he has brought Roxanne Perez into the group to sort of be a bit of a disruptance, I think, to the chemistry.
I see.
And that's played out during this match because Roxanne Perez came down towards the end of it. Raquel Rodriguez was already down there as Liv's like sidekick.
Yeah.
And so she's joined now by Roxanne Perez. So the two of them are out there. Roxanne interferes with Kyrie on the ropes near the end of the match, and Liv gets distracted by what's going on and everything. And then the next thing you know, she gets rolled up and pinned by Kyrie,
and it's over.
She blames Raquel at the end of it for not having her guard up and paying more close attention and allowing Roxanne to distract her.
Yeah.
Instead of blaming it on Roxanne, who I think is the one who secretly did disrupt things on purpose to go against Liv because she's trying to seize power in the group with Finn.
Well, there's a dissensions in the ranks.
Did you follow all that, everybody? Jeez. So much drama on WWE Raw last night. It was I couldn't help but get into it today.
It was fun.
Speaking of drama, look who came out. Jey Uso and Gunther.
Oh, Gunther.
Jey Uso came out first, and I think he was just doing a pep talk with the crowd, but he was soon interrupted by Gunther. And it was good because unlike the opening scene with Seth freaking Rollins, we actually got an interruption here. So Jey Uso gets interrupted and Gunther comes out, and I got to give Jey Uso a lot of credit here. And obviously I know it's scripted a little bit, but he came across as very patient. And when Gunther interrupted him, he just kind of let him mouth off his business and get it all out of his system. And then he responded with the crowd and with the magic. And he has the whole, what? Everyone says what after everything he says. And yeah, I mean, they are going to rematch in Phoenix here at Money in the Bank. And that should be a fun matchup. But I do think that Jey Uso will retain the title. He's just too big and too popular right now. And he just won the belt at WrestleMania. I think he's going to hold it possibly for the whole year. I mean, he's just too big of a star right now.
It's too early for him to lose it, and Gunther is really good as a villain.
I also have to say, though, the World Heavyweight title looks great on Jey Uso with the shades and the whole, like, energy and vibe he's got going. Like, it really completes the outfit.
And his entrance.
Sorry, Gunther. I mean, don't get me wrong. The belt looks pretty good on you, too, because you're a big guy and it's a big belt. But, you know, Jey Uso's just got that it factor, and the kids love him.
Kids love him.
You know, and they don't love you.
Oh. Well, he's got to work on the kids.
Maybe you can dress up as Santa Claus or Father Christmas next year.
There you go.
All right, well, moving right along, Penta, everybody. Now, Penta had a qualifying match last night with Dragon Lee and Chad Gable, and he, of course, came out on top because why wouldn't Penta be in the Money in the Bank match over those two guys? But nevertheless, the high flyer was action-packed as usual and having lots of fun. You know what? I think somebody in MLB might have noticed this matchup before they took the field last night, Nico. I'm, of course, talking about our guy from the Los Angeles Angels, Zach Neto. And, you know, I don't know if he's our guy or not, but he's our guy now because he apparently watches WWE. And check out this video of him. This was posted by the Super Halo Brothers on their Twitter account. And they happen to notice Zach Neto giving a little bit of a three-fingered salute here after hitting that home run. And they recognize correctly that it is the Penta hand gesture here, and I wanted to freeze frame this. Is it frozen for
Yes,
everyone
it is.
now?
Uh-huh.
Great. This says Penta El Zero Miedo. Cero Miedo sign is a hand gesture where he places his hands in front of him with 3 fingers pointing upwards and touching at the tips. Now, it looks like they're pointing downwards to me, so I think AI got this one wrong. Work on your definitions, AI. Come on. This gesture symbolizes zero fear and is a prominent part of his persona as a wrestler, according to ITR Wrestling. The catchphrase "Cero Miedo" translates to zero fear in Spanish.
Cero means zero. That's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm learning Spanish. Ooh.
One word at a time.
That's
going to take a while.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah, zero fear here for Penta, and yeah, this character's growing on me too. Especially when a baseball player is attuned to his hand gestures. That's fun.
Oh yeah. This is a crossover. We noticed this a lot lately.
Yeah. A lot of people like to show their WWE fandom, and they're not ashamed of it, and we're not ashamed of it either.
We have a mascot coming up.
We do. Spoiler alert. All right, well, we got to get back to the man of the hour, Seth freaking Rollins. He had a 3-way match here at the end, and it was between Finn Balor and Sami Zayn. The 3 of them had a qualifying match for Money in the Bank. It was the main event of Raw last night, and as you can see here at the end, WWE posted this video, and I screen grabbed a few shots from it because it's total chaos out here. A lot happened in this video that was posted. But Sami Zayn had Seth Rollins dead to rights. He was going to pin him for the win, and of course, the Muscle interfered. It's a 3-way match. There's no rules. There's no disqualifications. So
0 rules.
Nothing was making this illegal for the referee that you see there counting.
Wait, well, what's the ref for?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's going to get replaced by AI next, right? There's nothing else for him to do. No, seriously, you can see Bronson over there, Bronson Reed, laying in to Sami Zayn on the ground while Braun Breaker looks on. Seth freaking Rollins is knocked out in the ring along with Finn Balor. So that's where that leaves us. And then you can see as they start to come to, Dominic Mysterio sneaks down to ringside with his Intercontinental title wrapped around his waist, and he grabs a chair and he slides it in the ring to send it to his guy, Finn Balor, so that he can use it. Again, no disqualifications, no rules. And he can use that chair on Seth Rollins to get victory. And it didn't happen, folks. It did not happen. Seth freaking Rollins instead came to just in time and was able to do his vintage boot stomp to the head right onto that fake steel chair and knock Finn Balor out cold and win the match. As he was celebrating, music hit. It was CM Punk's music. We heard earlier in the show that CM Punk was still recovering and not going to be in attendance, much to the the non-enjoyment of the crowd. They were wanting CM Punk to be there, and they got their wish, Nika, because look at this. The Muscle went up on the ramp and tried to cut off CM Punk when his music hit, but of course, CM Punk wasn't coming down the main entrance ramp. He was already hiding and waiting, and he snuck up behind Seth freaking Rollins and knocked him out and made his getaway. He got out clean, Nika.
Of course he did.
But that didn't stop what the main, I guess, outcome of this whole affair was. And as we flip to the final slide here, Seth freaking Rollins qualifies for Money in the Bank.
Shocker.
He is making the visionary plans come to fruition, Nika. He is following in the footsteps of his dreams as he looks to take power in WWE. I think that's what he said last night.
Vision.
He wants to take power.
Yes.
And power is there for the taking. Look, this is just playing up his heel bad guy persona, and I'm here for it. I'm loving every second of it. He's going to win Money in the Bank, folks. You mark my words. The writing and the storylines are there. This is going to make WWE some bank. Seth Rollins, I happen to know, is going to be guest hosting the Rich Eisen show sometime over the summer. I think it's in July. What better way to promote it than having some hardware or at least a contract for some hardware to cash in at some point? But I'm excited for that. You know, like Seth Rollins is going to be a big multimedia star in addition to his WWE stardom. I mean, it's the natural, logical step these days for these performers to go into. They didn't have a lot of avenues after wrestling. They do now. And it involves talking. They're really good on the microphone.
If they are good, because not everybody is.
The Rock is the best. Obviously, he became an actor. John Cena did some acting as well, but he was not as good.
Yeah, he
and
fits
I think
in a different mold of a characters than Rock.
he does. But Seth freaking Rollins has potential to go far.
Yeah.
And especially in the modern kind of 2025 bad boys are in again age.
I can see him doing a Terminator movie, rebooting of something as a bad dude. I don't know. Yeah. With Braun Breaker.
A sophisticated WWE villain sent back through time to take on Hulk Hogan and steal his championship in 1985.
Oh, boy.
What a movie that would be. Are you listening, Hollywood? You need to get more creative. All right, Nika. Well, that was Raw. It used to be called Raw is War. It felt like war last night. There was a lot of bad blood and a lot of drama going down. And
the wrestling matches didn't feel drawn out.
No, they didn't. It was a fast moving card. I remember when we watched Raw, the first episode on Netflix, and I know maybe it was a special episode and there was a lot of boxes that they wanted to check off or cross off that night, but it just felt like it moved so slow. And I was like, really? Is this how fast it moves? This felt like it was moving faster. We had more backstage stuff going on in between matches, and the flow was just overall better. And hopefully that's a sign of things to come, that the writing is actually improving, because they have a lot of talent to work with right now. And it would be a shame if the writing is what let this era of WWE down.